This is the story of a man.
Hi there, guys.
Stanley.
Bootsy here. Gonna play the Stanley Parable.
Stanley
Well,
worked for a company in a big building where he was
never seen anything
number
about it.
427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-lifting, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Yeah.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Yeah, I've never played this game, never watched anything on this game. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. I've only been told by others that it is good. I guess that means it's locked.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
That turned out like, okay. Meeting room. Are you the meeting room? Nope. Meeting room's not that way.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope. Fuck that.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I'm all about that employee lounge.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Look at that architecture. That's some straight beauty shit right there. Yeah. Alright. I guess we're gonna keep going.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope! It's not how I roll.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Do not jump from the cargo lift while in motion. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift. I was jumping off the cargo lift. Oh, alright. I guess I'm gonna go...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Oh,
this is it,
baby.
Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
What?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I guess I'm gonna do that. What the shit?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley.
You're a bitch.
Trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Fuck you. No.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Oh. Well. I guess I have to?
This is a
what is
very
happening?
sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
No.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
I want to see if I can just not press the button. But I bet I have to press a button.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I'm not about this life.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So, he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer.
Nope.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me.
Let's break free then, dude.
Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this.
Freedom!
I'm compelled.
Let me out!
I must.
I'm going crazy!
Well, maybe this time
In this
it's
tiny
different.
room!
Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I
Oop. Did I die?
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
What?
simply missed a memo.
What? Input received. Yeah. Shut that shit off. Shut that shit off. People need to learn how to shut off their computers. Or at least put them in sleep. Guys. You gotta think about the environment, I guess.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope. Still going right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes. This room. What a
Oh, beautiful
room.
architecture. Yeah, let's go.
Well, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Let's do it. We'll do it this time.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Nope. Going down. Oh. Ooh, my.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's,
You don't know either.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
I want to go left. No? No? Okay.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Alright. I'm just here. Chilling.
Let's
Oh, what's
see,
here?
went down,
Rachel.
right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Can't jump. I keep hitting spacebar, hoping I can jump. There's no jump in this game.
No,
Ooh.
no. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
What?
This time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay. From the top.
What? Is this...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, that computer's not on now. That one's not on. This one's still on. Shut your shit off. I guess I'll just go to the left. See what happens.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I'm going this way. This way. Nope. Let's go this way. Yeah. Adventure! Oh, okay. What in the... What? Oh, dang it. Okay.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over.
Oh,
and over
son of a...
again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Okay. Here we go again. Part 4.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Start touching things again.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Beep.
missed a memo.
Beep. Beep. I'd like to think that me turning off this stuff is affecting the story in some way. Oh, good.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Oh, do you see it? There's doors open over there. Okay.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh, good job. Sounds like a plan to me.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay!
Congratulations!
Yay!
You put in a lot of hard work.
Oh,
and it
man.
paid off. So, good
This is-
job.
This is
Oh, no.
this is truly a day to be remembered.
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Oh, shut your whore mouth.
Fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
Wrench.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
No! Okay. Starting again.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I gotta get over there. I gotta press the button. Oh! Okay, I guess I'm not doing that.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this
Ooh.
direction.
Follow
Onward,
that line.
Stanley, to destiny.
Nope.
Nope. Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into
Whoa.
being via the very
Well,
manifestation
okay.
of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental
What?
subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Onward! I followed the line. Nope. Just what? What? Oh. Okay.
Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay, got it. Done. Bring back that music.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not
Yay.
Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
No. Okay. Be-doop.
You know what, Stanley?
Oh.
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
This isn't an office.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild.
Space.
Use your imagination.
Space.
Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I want to be in space. Take me to space.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
If I could jump over it, I would. The line wants to go to space. Why can't I go to space? What in the shit is happening here?
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has
Doodle,
to lead
doodle,
somewhere,
doodle, doodle,
which means
doodle.
that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go,
Doodle,
there must be
doodle,
a
doodle.
reverse
Circle strafe.
door that
Circle
leads
strafe,
in.
y'all.
And that in turn
Gotta work on my
means
circle
that
work.
our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
We win!
Whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Okay, I guess we're restarting again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to
Beep.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Beep. Beep. No second beep? Okay. Beep.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yep. Sounds about right. Broom closet. I need a broom. Yeah!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nope.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
Freedom!
And in such a competitive economy,
Freedom!
why had he taken that risk? All because he believed
What?
everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
Space!
So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
To space!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield.
Yeah!
It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of the world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Things are getting heavy, you guys. Nope.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Are we starting over?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay. We starting over? Is that what we're doing here? Yep, okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
Bloop.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bloop. We're gonna go see the boss this time, guys. This time we'll really get there. You gotta believe. Okay, this isn't familiar.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh, nice. So fancy. Nope.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Where's it? Where's it at? Oh, there it is.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was used, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Press button. Here we go, Stan. I've had a bad experience with elevators. Dr. Scary Fate. We'll be fine. We'll be fine, everybody. Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Let's go.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door
Oh.
that read Mind Control Facility.
Nope. Escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I don't believe you.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this
Escape.
point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Is there pillows at the bottom? Are there pillows at the bottom? Pillows? What? Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was
What?
led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated, as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? What?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
This is some weird, like, Portal style shit happening here. Fucking turn that shit off. The office? Oh, made by using source. Alright. Well, boss office, office clock. I can't hear it. Okay. Employee lounge. This game is super weird, guys. I recommend you guys play it personally, because did I not get the freedom ending? I get the confusion ending, didn't I? I am still confused. Oh, nice. I enjoy that. I guess we're just wandering around now. Cargo lift. Cargo lift. Where am I going? Guys, I am so lost. Ah, the exit.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still
Whoa.
save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
No! I've already escaped.
There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now, and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time choose.
Oh. Okay. I guess that's it. Well, that was interesting. Well, that was the first playthrough. I guess I got the confusion ending where nothing makes sense and everything's on fire, or not so much. I don't know. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I guess I'll play through again and attempt to get a different ending next time. And we'll go from there. If you liked it, hit like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye.